Oh no. Oh no. There it goes. Nice. That slow crawl once again is fantastic.
Welcome to Brothers RC. In this video, we're going to take a look at this fcx18 k-10.
It's a sledgehammer.
We'll be taking a look at all the ways it's better than the old one and some of the ways that it's not better.
Believe it or not, this is the original red and white FMS that was released a couple years ago. It's just been heavily modified, and if you're interested in seeing how that was done, go to Brothers RC, subscribe to the channel, and you'll get access to the playlist of these build videos.
I'm a massive fan of these square body Chevys. I think it's one of the best body styles ever made. And I got this yellow and white one because my grandpa actually had the same exact truck when I was a little kid. So just seeing this thing brings back a lot of great memories. Okay, enough of the nostalgia. Let's jump over to the garage and take a real close look at this thing and see how it's different from this one.
In the box, you got your standard owner's manual, and you also get a charger, a wrench, and a trailer hitch. The controller is your standard FMS controller. I really do like these controllers. They're freaking awesome for one-handed driving. And being this small and compact, it's really easy to throw this in a bag and take it wherever you want to go to drive your truck. All right, now let's take a good look at this truck. The tires and the wheels are definitely different than the original, but the chatter that I'm hearing is not good. And I think I see what the problem is. The traction on these is super close together, and when I run my thumb across them, they don't feel like they're gonna have any grip at all. The name on these tires is Buff Goodricher. That's funnier than watching Joe Biden fall down. Of course, underneath, you're completely different. You got the 2-speed transmission, you got the metal 4-link setup, you got the portal axles, and you got some really nice smooth oil-filled shocks. But looking underneath here, we come to a first couple things I don't like about this truck. This driveline is moving all over the place. Look at how bad this thing wobbles. And inside these differentials, you got plastic gears. These things are plastic, they're not even nylon, and I'd be really surprised if they make it through the first run. If you put some big tires on this and they hook up, it's gonna blow this gear right out. This should at least be nylon at the very least. I've also still got this really goofy servo saver set up, and I just absolutely hate this thing. Aside from that servo looking funny, when you get up against a rock, the servo saver can engage. And when you try to turn to get on the rock, the servo will just engage with a big heavy truck like this, and your wheels won't actually turn. And one of the biggest things I don't like about this truck is there's no way to take the body off without removing a bunch of little screws. They could have easily included a nice clip system like the Traxxas body. It just adds quite a bit of work to take the body off if you want to change the motor or do anything else to the inside of this truck. There is a 180 50 turn motor in there, which is awesome. I'm really glad they put a bigger motor in this truck because it's real big, real heavy, and it's going to need a nice big motor like that to turn the wheels. Because as you can see here, this truck's way bigger than the Traxxas. Underneath the hood, you got a nice 900 LiPo battery. It's got a nice battery tray with a rubber strap to secure it. All right, now I mentioned that this truck is actually better in a couple of ways. And that is because this truck has a full interior. It's pretty freaking cool. It's pretty scale. Of course, I got my drivers in there and it looks great. They've removed the interior from this truck and that kind of sucks. It does have a wheel, but they blacked out the window and you can't even see it. Not digging that a lot. And the second thing that's better about this truck is that they cut holes in the bed of this truck to fit the shocks. And honestly, I'm glad they put the oil shocks in here, but they should have laid them down. They would have got better articulation and they wouldn't have had to cut the holes in the bed. Another thing that's definitely better about this truck is the body here. It comes all the way down to the bottom of the bumper. This one's sort of chopped off and it definitely looks a bit unfinished. Those are pretty minor things, but I had to mention them. So far I got mixed emotions about this truck, but I'm gonna hold my final judgment until we take it outside to my course and drive it around a little bit. All right, here we are pulling into the O Brothers small scale RC park. Let's get this thing turned around and we'll hit the trailhead. Better shift it down to low before we hit these rocks. All right, so this course was made for 1/24 scale and 1/18 scale, but this thing's pretty dang big for a 1/18 scale. I'd say it's more like a 1/16 scale. All right, let's just hit a couple obstacles out here because this thing's just too big for this park. Then I'll take it down to my other course. This is a 50-degree rock right here, so that's pretty impressive. It does have that super long wheelbase though, so it makes it a little easier than it is for the shorter trucks. All right, let's hit the log pile and see what it can do on there. No problem. I love the slow crawl, and the control you get is amazing. Ooh, almost came off. Ah. So I'm pretty surprised by these tires so far. Let's see if they can get this truck up and over this gnarly obstacle here. There's that servo saver not working. See, when I turn it, the spring just enacts and the wheel doesn't turn. That's what I don't like about it. No dice. And this is what I don't like about two-speed transmissions. You got no wheel speed, and if you want to get up and over this, you got to shift the truck, which means I got to take my thumb off the wheel. If I was driving with two hands, it wouldn't be a problem, but with one, there we go. But yeah, it's definitely troublesome. Honestly, I just prefer a truck with one gear and a good mix of top end and slow crawl. It's definitely just less maintenance and less things that can break, and it's just easier to drive. Let's see if this thing can get up this chunky section here. There we go. So this thing is fairly capable, but it is nowhere near as capable as that Red Cat Ascent 18 right there out of the box. There goes that bumper again. Ah, brakes loose. She's doing all right though. Definitely better than I thought it would. And with some wheels and tires, this thing would probably be a beast. Speaking of beasts, watch out for werewolves. They're way worse than Sasquatches. Oh no. Oh no. There it goes. Nice. That slow crawl once again is fantastic. I've noticed though that the turning radius on this truck is not very good, and that servo saver does not help at all. All right, now that we've established that this thing is pretty capable, let's take it and take a look at that two-speed transmission. I want to see if I can get this thing to catch some air. So if I want to get some air, first I got to make a jump. All right, let's try it again with two hands.
You got like 3 feet of air that time.
Well, that sucks. I thought for sure this thing would jump, but just doesn't have the wheel speed. Let's see how this thing does on the V-notch. Man, the control just is fabulous. So this thing does not side hill well, obviously, but it's got enough positive attributes to where it's really starting to grow on me. That's sketchy. That drag brake's sweet. It just limps down that hill like that. Love it. Let's see if I can make this climb. These tires are whack, so not sure. Oh, nice. Come on. There we go. Sweet. So this thing is definitely growing on me, and it has enough positive attributes to where I think I can upgrade it, you know, and make it a real beast.
All right, so this thing actually did way better than I thought it would. And there's a ton of potential here to build something really cool out of this truck. As you've seen, I put this thing to the test, and the driveline and the gears didn't give me any trouble at all. So in summary, this thing's a pretty good trail truck out of the box, but I think with just a few improvements, this thing could be a really good crawler as well. Need to replace the servo with a stronger one and take off that dumb servo saver. Then the stance needs to be widened and throw some bigger wheels and tires on it with some weight inside. And this back bumper has definitely got to go. I would also definitely replace these differential gears with some metal ones, because throwing some bigger wheels and tires and weight on this thing's probably going to give out. And I'll definitely be doing a build video where I do all of that. So if you're interested in that, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Then tap the bell and you'll get notified when I post a build video of this truck. Thanks for checking out the video. And remember, when you think RC, think Go Brothers RC.
Really surprised actually at the grip of these tires. They're not that bad. Let's see what it can do on this gnarly section. Nice. Todd pulled it off. Oh.